yeah, never end. The lease is due, and the bills keep coming in. I kiss my girls at night, in the morning do it all again. And I'll be smoking that Monday morning cigarette, and you know it means I'm back to work again. And guess I haven't made it yet. Sometimes I think that all of this won't ever end. Monday morning cigarette. And I'll be smoking that Monday morning cigarette. Na, 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 na. Guess I haven't made it yet. Sometimes I think that all of this won't ever end. Monday morning cigarette. Na, 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 na. Monday morning cigarette. Na, 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 na. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We sure do love Kentucky Living. It's awesome that we were able to get this award and be involved. You know, we're all members of Rural Electric Co-ops.
We've been reading Kentucky Living since it was the Rural Kentuckian.
Uh-huh. And I love my Byron Crawford on the back page. That's my favorite. So yeah, we're glad to be a part of it. We're definitely proud Kentuckians, so it has been an honor. And like I said, it sure does make Mamaw happy. She tells everybody at church about how her grandson is in the magazine.
And we like having electricity too. That's a plus. I thought I could live without it until the ice storm of 2009. I thought I was old timey. I said, I could live out in nowhere, no electricity. I'd be just fine. Make homemade pickles and cure deer meat and do all. No,
we lost ours for 4 hours the other night, and you'd have thought, you know, my wife was like, "Well, I'm not going to school tomorrow. If I can't take a shower, I'm not going to school." My kids are like, "We're not going to school." But sure enough, Meade County RECC came through, and our power got turned back on.
That's the thing about where we live. If I don't have, we have a well and a pump house still. Yeah. Don't have municipal water where I live, and where Josh lives. If our pump house goes down, no water.
We're all gonna stink.
More than normal.
What do you want to say there, Paul?
I don't know. Didn't even think about it. Did you?
No, I didn't. I'll do. Can't do week no more because we're good.
2 or 3.
It's clear cutter now, sell it to someone who would. Break my arms for the timber, my soul for the pulp if I could. For the old family farm, I'd fight all the demons in hell. My farm ain't for sale. Came first with chainsaws and skidders and men with foul mouths. And cut 'em all down, never bothered to sort it all out. The man smiled at me and said, "Your check's in the mail. Your farm ain't for sale. Yeah, your farm ain't for sale." Well, tobacco's not selling, and I ain't big enough to grow corn. But the creek still sings love songs, and I'll still nest in my barn. It's been in my family for 200 years, can't you see? Now it's ending with me. Yeah, it's ending with me. The chicks never came, and my farm sits barren and sad. So load up my pistol, I'll pray to my papa and dad. And I'm sending myself straight to hell. My farm's up for sale. 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 Thank y'all very much.
Here she is, Miss America 2000, the Deputy Commissioner of the Kentucky Department of Veterans Affairs, fashion designer, and tireless advocate for veterans past and present. Please welcome the host of Kentucky Living Magazine's second annual Best in Kentucky Awards, live from the Kentucky State Fair, Heather French Henry.
Good morning, Kentucky. How are you this morning? You doing well? Have you had your deep fried Oreo or deep fried Snickers yet? I swear before this state fair is over, I'm going to try me a couple of those just to say I did it. So today joining us, we've got Facebook land out there, people who are joining us. We are live streaming this. So good morning and welcome to Kentucky Living's Best in Kentucky Awards. We want to thank our sponsors, Glasgow-Barren County Tourist Commission, and all of you for joining us today, and those who will be joining us in a little bit and via online. For 70 years, Kentucky Living Magazine has celebrated the energy of Kentucky. We do it like no one else can. Tourism, recipes, gardening, home improvement, the people who make Kentucky a great place to live, and that includes all y'all. And this is one of the few places I get to be that I don't have to have an interpreter to tell you what all y'all means. That means everyone here in the audience. Thank you. We encourage y'all to share your photos and updates on today's show on Facebook and Twitter. If you could please use @KentuckyLiving and hashtag Best in Kentucky, and maybe even tag me in there a little bit too under Heather French Henry. That would be awfully nice. We've got great people lined up today. I know y'all just heard Jericho Woods. Let's give them a round of applause. Weren't they wonderful? Josh and Paul, they do such a great job. I have already posted my picture with those handsome men already. In the interest of time, we will wait until after all today's winners are announced to distribute the first, second, and third place awards and take photos. Congratulations to all y'all. You're the best in Kentucky, the best we have to offer, certainly. You will notice that many of the best in Kentucky categories are tourism related, of course, because we're a great tourism state. There is so much to see and do no matter what corner of Kentucky you certainly live in. And did you know that Kentucky's tourism industry brings in over $15 billion back to the Commonwealth of Kentucky? Isn't that incredible? $15 billion. You know, I'm from small towns of Augusta and Maysville, Kentucky, and we too have great economic impact dollars that come in, and we are pretty proud of where we live and who we are. Hashtag Kentucky Proud, certainly. To present our first awards, please welcome the Commissioner of the Department of Travel and Tourism, Ms. Kristen Branscombe. Kristen?
Thank you, Heather, and thanks everybody for being out here this morning. I'd love to win some awards. How about you guys? Y'all ready? As Heather said, $15 billion is the economic impact of the tourism industry in Kentucky, and that's about 195,000 Kentucky jobs and $1.5 billion in tax dollars that are raised. So Kentucky tourism is big business for this state, and we're very happy. All of you guys here are contributors and parts of that tourism industry, whether you have an attraction, a restaurant, an event, a festival, or you're just a good spender and patron of those events and restaurants. So I also want to thank Kentucky Living. Thank you so much. They are great partners and great promoters of tourism throughout our entire state. And now it is my honor and pleasure to introduce the winners of our first category, which is event or festival. And so I'm going to look at my notes because I do not want to say the wrong thing. So here we go. In third place for event or festival, the Kentucky Bourbon Festival in Bardstown. In second place, Lincoln Days in Hodgenville. And congratulations to our first place winner, the WC Handy Blues and Barbecue Festival in Henderson. The Handy Blues and Barbecue Festival is one of the largest and longest running free music festivals in America. So Austin, we're coming for you, right? The WC Handy Blues and Barbecue Festival at Audubon Mill Park in Henderson features some of the best blues musicians anywhere, plus some down-home Western Kentucky barbecue. And speaking of down-home eating, Kentucky is a hidden gem of Southern fare with one-of-a-kind restaurants and ingredients. We're right outside of ag land, so we have some of the best farmers and producers and growers of Kentucky products anywhere in the country. And with the newly announced Better in the Bluegrass campaign that we're doing here at the Department of Tourism, we're focusing and featuring on those culinary tourism attractions and events. And we want visitors to come to Kentucky and really get a sense of Kentucky through what they put in their bellies, whether it's through the food that they're eating or what they're drinking. We also, if you haven't heard, the next season of Top Chef just filmed and wrapped in Kentucky. Woo! And so be sure to tune in here at the end of the year where we're going to get to see our great Commonwealth and some of these great producers and restaurants on display for the whole world to see. So with that, with everything being better in the bluegrass, here are the Best in Kentucky winners for Down Home Restaurant. We have a tie for third place. All right, so third place tie, Ramsey's Diners in Lexington. Woo, there we go. Our other third place winner, the Dixie Cafe and Quick Stop in Keene. In second place, the Lighthouse Restaurant in Edmonton. And our first place winner for Down Home Restaurant, Paula's Hot Biscuit in Hodgenville. Is that you? So off the beaten path, Paula's Hot Biscuit draws the crowds with hearty breakfast and hot lunches, down home and delicious and delectable. Paula's is all about good food served by friendly staff in a family atmosphere. So if anybody's hungry, go see them. They're going to tell you where to go. Thanks again to Kentucky Living. Thanks again to all of our winners and everybody that's participated. Get out there and experience Kentucky and make it better in the bluegrass. Thanks, Kentucky Living.
All right, in addition to its great stories, Kentucky Living celebrates great images in Kentucky as well. You can see on the screen some of the winners of Kentucky Living's 2018 photo contest. Now here to announce the Best in Kentucky winners for the best place to take a selfie in Kentucky. Please welcome Anita Richter.
Welcome, everyone. Heather, don't go anywhere. Oh. Let's do a selfie for Best MC.
How about we're going to get all y'all in the photos, so smile real pretty. Excellent.
Good job. And now here are the Best in Kentucky winners in the category of selfie spot. Third place, Henderson Riverfront for those bubbling fountains. Second place, Natural Bridge State Resort Park in Slade. And first place is the Cumberland Falls Corbin. Natural beauty exemplified, Cumberland Falls is the Niagara of the South. The 125-foot wide curtain of water cascading over rock that geologists estimate is about 250 million years old. Congratulations. Now, from natural beauty, we go to homemade. Our next category is about showcasing the creations of Kentuckians. Here are the winners in the category of Arts and Crafts Fair. Third place, Glendale Crossing Festival. Second place, St. James Court Art Show, Louisville. First place goes to Berea Craft Festival. The Berea Craft Festival brings juried artists from across the country to the folk arts and crafts capital of Kentucky for a 3-day festival at the historic and beautiful Indian Fort Theater. Artisan-made treasures, music, and festival food. Congratulations, everyone. Kentucky Living Magazine has the highest circulation of the publication in the state, with more than 475,000 copies going to homes and businesses each month. It is read by more than 1 million people. Thank you all. Did you all happen to see our August edition of Kentucky Living? It is a celebration of Kentucky storyteller Byron Crawford. We're proud to feature Byron each month in Kentucky Living. Now, let's go to Byron for his announcements of the next Best in Kentucky winners. Byron?
Hello, I'm Byron Crawford, and I write the back page for Kentucky Living. I'm here to introduce the winner of the Sweet Spot competition this year. We have a tie for third place, Crank and Boom Ice Cream Lounge in Lexington and 2nd Street Treats in Henderson. Second place, Pate's Cake Shop at Bee Spring. And first place, right here in Hodgenville, the Sweet Shop and Dessert Cafe. Delicious pies, cakes, caramel apples, cookies, chocolate-covered strawberries, ice cream treats, and lots of secret recipe fudge cooked in double boiler kettles and shipped all over. The Sweet Shop also offers a variety of locally made Amish products, jams, jellies, molasses, and honey. I could eat about a dozen of these. Hello, Byron Crawford again to introduce this time the #1 hamburger place in Kentucky. Third place is Metzger's Tavern down in Henderson. Second place is Dubby's in Tompkinsville. And the first place in the hamburger division this year is Leahy's Red Castle in Hodgenville, Kentucky. Whoa, there it is. Known for seasoned onion burgers cooked on a pre-1950s Vulcan Hart grill. Leahy's was started by William and Sally Leahy in 1934. It's now owned by the 3rd generation of the Leahy family. That's a good one.
Well, from desserts to entrees, salads to beverages, Kentucky Living's amazing recipe collection is available for everyone at KentuckyLiving.com. Kentucky Living is published by the Kentucky Association of Electric Cooperatives. Here with us is the KAEC is President and CEO Chris Perry.
Thanks, Heather. Kentucky Cooperatives are homegrown and operated, something that people in our next category are familiar. Here are the Best in Kentucky winners for craft beer. Third place, Alltech, Lexington Brewing and Distilling Company, Nicholasville. Second place, West 6th Brewing, Lexington, Kentucky. And the winner, Country Boy Brewing, Georgetown and Lexington. Congratulations. Founded in Lexington in 2012 by 4 guys who met through the local homebrew club and share a passion for unique craft brews. In 2017, these 4 Kentucky boys opened a brewery and tap room in Georgetown, earning the distinction of being the first such operation in Scott County. My job is to represent and advocate for the 26 electric cooperatives in Kentucky that serve more than 1.5 million people. About 35% of the state's population is served by cooperatives. We're in 117 of the 120 counties in Kentucky. Kentucky Living is our way of supporting a community of people who are proud to be Kentuckians and knowledgeable electrical cooperative members. We're all about improving the quality of life in Kentucky. That's why we jumped at the chance to partner with Governor Matt Bevin on his Beautify the Bluegrass initiative, promoting improvement projects in local communities across Kentucky. In fact, many of Kentucky's 26 electric cooperatives led the way, cleaning up litter, rehabbing parks, and planting flowers and shrubs. Now it's time to announce the winners. Please welcome from the Governor's Office of Faith-Based Initiatives, Executive Director Gary Gupton.
That is the worst applause I've ever heard in my life. Can you at least pretend you're happy I'm here? Much better. I get that at home, so it's not all that unusual that no one's excited to see me. As our team travels around the Commonwealth with the Governor of Kentucky, as you guys know, we really do have a beautiful state. But as we travel around and we see those places that aren't quite as well kept as they should be, they really do stand out for all the wrong reasons. So a couple of years ago, as the governor was traveling the state, he thought, if I can just nudge Kentuckians a little bit, we can clean up this state a lot. And with that, Governor Bevin gave birth to this idea that we call Beautify the Bluegrass. And immediately, my former television brother, Joe Arnold, saw the power of this and how it marries so beautifully with what Kentucky Living is all about, because the photographs in Kentucky Living, I think you'll agree, celebrate all that is beautiful in the Commonwealth. So now we're in our second year of Beautify the Bluegrass. The governor had planned to be here today, but he's working on a couple of economic development projects that will literally mean hundreds and thousands of jobs coming into the Commonwealth. So I stand in his regard here this morning, but right now, to present the Beautify the Bluegrass Awards for 2018, Governor Matt Bevin is joining us by the magic of videotape. Governor?
Hi, this is Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin. This is a tremendous honor and privilege for me to be able to announce the winners of this year's Beautify the Bluegrass Award. I wish I could be there with you in person. I'm actually moving a daughter into her college dorm and going through orientation with her, and I couldn't be with you at the same time. But I'm excited to see how this project has really begun to grow in popularity and participation. I want to give a personal thanks to the Kentucky Association of Electrical Cooperatives and their publication, Kentucky Living Magazine, that has adopted this and taken it on. So many different co-ops around the state have taken part in the competition that we decided to have a separate competition just for the cooperatives. The reason being is they felt it wouldn't be fair if one of them won. It might be seemingly unfair advantage to them versus other projects. And so we have two categories, that for just the cooperatives and that for every other community in Kentucky participating in Beautify the Bluegrass. The very first winner I want to announce is the one for all the cooperative projects. Many of the cooperatives, most of them, adopted a state park in their area. And what was done was unbelievable, transforming the signage and the entryway and the landscaping for so many of the access points into these state parks. Truth be told, I don't think I would have been able to pick a winner from among the many participants. And so, all else being largely equal in some respects, I am deferring to the vote count that came from the readership of Kentucky Living Magazine. And the readers of Kentucky Living Magazine decided that they liked the project at Blue Licks State Park. And so to all of you who were involved in transforming those 4 playgrounds, new swings, the landscaping, the mulch, all of this to benches so that people could enjoy the views and be able to watch their children, etc. So much was done. That is the winner in the co-op category. Congratulations for all that was done by so many of you but especially those of you at Blue Lick State Park. In addition to all the projects we received from some of the electrical co-ops, there were an amazing number of projects that came from other communities across the Commonwealth. This year, again, we had folks who came in closely near the top last year, who've come in close again, who've been beautifying their communities, cleaning up literally tons of trash, landscaping things, making their cities beautiful. It was not easy on this project, just as it wasn't last year, but once again, there were a couple that rose to the top. The one that comes in second place, receiving this year's Commonwealth Award for Beautify the Bluegrass, is the MCKEE Cemetery in London, Kentucky. You'll learn a little bit more about this when we do a follow-up video. But this is a group who said, we've got this amazing historic cemetery where we have African Americans that were buried who participated during the Civil War, who were buried across the street from the more well-known and well-kept cemetery, but they've been forgotten, literally and figuratively, to history. Their gravestones had been overrun by trees and grass and bushes, largely invisible to people. And a group said, you know what, we deserve better. We need to remember our history. And so they cleaned up and they beautified this area. They put signage in. They cleaned out all the roots and the trees, and it's stunning what they have done. This was really one of the whole points of why we wanted, in the very beginning, to beautify the bluegrass. To look around our communities and say, where are these forgotten areas, dilapidated areas, overrun areas, forgotten by so many in the past that we can burnish and make them shine and hold them up for others to see. So to those involved with the MCKEE Cemetery Project in London, Kentucky, congratulations on being this year's runner-up and winning the Commonwealth Award. The final award goes to a group who transformed a little portion of their downtown. This is a group who is the winner of the first place in the Beautify the Bluegrass for 2018, winning the Governor's Award. It is the people and the community and the businesses and the local volunteers in Mount Sterling, Kentucky. What they did over the course of 15 months was absolutely transform a little park down in the center of town. Not only the park itself and the aesthetics and the approach and the look and the feel, but everything that surrounds it, including the walls of the nearby buildings. Again, you'll see in some of the pictures that will come out, if not in this video, in subsequent videos, an appreciation for exactly what it is that led them to be this year's winner. To all of you who submitted entrants, but especially to those of you at MCKEE Cemetery and those of you in Mount Sterling, Kentucky, congratulations for beautifying the bluegrass. We are Kentucky.
So as you can hear, we have some of our winners are here with us. If you're representing one of those three groups, if you would, meet me up here at the stage at the conclusion of the program so we can present you your award. And I would just want to say to the folks from Keep Corbin Clean, you guys are doing a phenomenal job out there. You can see how difficult the competition is. Corbin is absolutely killing it, hauling out literally tons of trash and cleaning up their community. And they're always right there at the, as they say, the bridesmaid, but yet to win. Please keep it going. We're pulling for you guys. You're doing great work down there. A round of applause for our friends in Corbin as well. Thank you very much. Now, before I went to work in the governor's office, I did some television work here in Louisville and around the state. So they've asked me to present the Best in Kentucky Award for the athlete from Kentucky still competing. And there are both professional and amateur athletes up for this award. The third place recipient this year, one of the all-time great basketball players, not female basketball players, just basketball players at Western Kentucky University from nearby LaRue County, Ivy Brown, third place. And again, the competition in this category is incredible because the second place finisher was for a time this year, the #1 ranked professional golfer in the world. He was the reigning PGA champion, second place, and he doesn't often finish in second place, Justin Thomas. And the winner of our athlete award a member of the All-American selection this past year, the SEC Freshman of the Year, and now playing for the New York Knicks, former Kentucky Wildcat Kevin Knox of the University of Kentucky is this year's award winner for the best athlete from Kentucky. On behalf of Governor Bevin, thanks so much for allowing us to be with you. We are Kentucky, and keep making the bluegrass even more beautiful. Thank you.
It's such an honor to serve with Gary Gupton in this administration. Let's give him another round of applause. He certainly helps to make Kentucky proud. Well, every year since 2010, Kentucky Living readers have voted to choose their favorite people, places, and things for the annual Best in Kentucky issue. This year's Best in Kentucky awards are sponsored by the Glasgow-Barren County Tourist Commission. Please help me welcome Executive Director Ann Stewart.
Thank you, Heather. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Ann Stewart, and I represent the Glasgow-Barren County Tourist Commission in Glasgow, Kentucky. Kentucky Living is a big part of what we do as far as advertising and promotion in our community, because we're largely an agricultural county, and as you know, most farmers and people that live out in the county get Kentucky Living. So we target those people to let them know about things going on in our community and other events that they can participate in. We love sharing our story about what makes South Central Kentucky special and a great place to experience relaxation, fun, arts and culture, history, and just a good getaway. Above ground, you can go in the caves, you can go on top of the caves. We have water recreation, and we host many events. I'm honored today to announce the winners in 2 Best of Kentucky categories. The first category is for family day trip. And I'm sure as I read the winners off, you're going to know, many of you are going to be familiar with what we're talking about. Third place is Cumberland Falls in Corbin, Kentucky. Second place is the Louisville Zoo in Louisville, Kentucky. And third place is dear to my heart, and probably many of your hearts too, Mammoth Cave National Park. Mammoth Cave National Park has undergone some changes, additions that have bettered the park and made it a lot more fun for the family. It's a perfect place for a family outing. It has 52,800 acres and offers tours below ground and above ground, canoeing on the Green River, horseback riding, biking, hiking, cycling, picnicking, camping, and other outdoor pursuits. Mammoth Cave is undoubtedly the longest cave system in the world with 400 miles of navigated trails. Mammoth Cave is located in 3 South Central Kentucky communities. It's shared between Barren County, Kentucky, where I'm from, Hart County, Kentucky, and Edmonson County, Kentucky. That would be Brownsville, Horse Cave, and Glasgow as far as the county seats go. The cave is 400, like I said, it's 400 miles long. Mammoth Cave was designated a national park on July 4th of 1941, and visitors can now tour the inside of the cave. Visitors weren't able to tour the inside of the cave. But if you go to the new museum located in the visitor center there, they have a walkthrough, and you can, and Mammoth Cave would probably fuss at me if they knew I was saying this, but you can probably see as much of the cave and taking the tour of that museum than you can by going into the cave. So if somebody's a little bit fearful of going inside the cave, being underground, go through that museum. They have hands-on exhibits. They have recordings that talk to you. They have pictures of old guides and what the cave used to look like versus what the park looks like now. It's well worth a visit to go to Mammoth Cave, Kentucky. Long ago, Native Americans used areas of the cave as burial sites, and many bodies that's not a really good word to use, but many skeletons have been found of former people, Indians primarily, that went through the cave before the cave was ever discovered to be a cave. They knew that there was a big hole in the ground, but they just did not know how long it could, I won't say it could grow to be. It hadn't grown, it just has continually being discovered. There are some protection, some of the bats, due to just the publicity of the cave and people going through the cave, some of the smaller bats and rare bats are being protected there now, and they've got protection on other bats and cave creatures, I guess you'd say, to keep them there so you can see them as you go through. Our next category is another good one, quirky attractions in Kentucky. And probably all of you all could think of something that you would like to see named a quirky attraction. The number one quirky attraction is the Louisville Mega Cavern. I hope that all of you all have been there and gone through it, because it's incredible. When you see how big that place is, and to think that tractor-trailer trucks can drive through that cavern, and it's real close by here, so you ought to take a trip to see it, because it's well worth it. They have exhibits that are ongoing throughout the year, and then they have a Christmas lighting inside the cavern too, and it's a great family trip. The second place, and maybe some of you have stayed there, I never have, but I've been there, the Wigwam Village in Cave City, Kentucky. There's only one other active wigwam village, and that's in Arizona, and I can't tell you the name of the town, but that's the first one, and this is the second one. And it's teepees, tiny little teepees, I might add, but they do have 1 or 2 beds, whatever your pleasure is, but it's worth the trip just to go and see that too. And then third place is in Barren County, Kentucky, and it's Dinosaur World. Have any of you been to Dinosaur World? You can step back in time at Dinosaur World. It's a prehistoric adventure park where 150 life-size dinosaurs strut their stuff or live in the park in a natural setting. Visitors, both adults and children, can dig for fossils and pan for real minerals and gems. A trip through the Dinosaur Museum provides stories and information about dinosaurs that will educate all ages. It is often used by school systems for field trips because it is so educational. And as you go south on I-65, you'll pass a big dinosaur standing on a hill. That's a life-size dinosaur. And most everybody that has children in their car say, I want to go there, I want to go there. And it is well worth the visit. Wear good shoes because it is uphill and downhill, and you walk up tall places and you walk down in holes, but it's well worth the trip. And the museum is absolutely wonderful. The catch to that is, to enter Dinosaur World, you have to go through the office or the lobby, and the lobby is full of things that kids want to purchase. So they'll get you as you go in, and you can find something that you can afford, I promise. Please visit South Central Kentucky soon and see these attractions. Come see us in Barren County. It's a great place to live and a good place to have fun. Thank you.
Our next presenter has a lot of practice handing out awards here at the Kentucky State Fair. He's practically lived here for the last week, certainly. He is one of the best commissioners of agriculture we've ever had. Please welcome Ryan Quarles.
Thank you and good morning. And how about a round of applause, not just for Miss America, but for a Kentucky farmer. She farms here in Louisville, believe it or not. So thank you, Heather, for everything that you do and for promoting agriculture. You know, there's no better place to celebrate Best in Kentucky than the Kentucky State Fair, along with 600,000 visitors over 11 days. Be sure to check out Agland. In case you don't know where it's at, just look at that banner. Walk through these doors. You have 2 acres of farm exhibits in one place telling the story of Kentucky agriculture. Please make a visit over there and learn where your food comes from. I'm here to present a few awards, and our first category is Farm Tourist Attraction. In Kentucky, we have over 500 agritourism events, and so agritourism venues, so this one's highly competitive. And in third place, my next door neighbor in northern Fayette County and southern Scott County, the Kentucky Horse Park in Lexington. It's a great venue. In second place, Hinton's Orchard and Farm Market in Hodgenville. Congratulations. And in first place, Cheney's Dairy Barn and Restaurant in Bowling Green. Congratulations. I see members of the family here. If you've not had their ice cream, check it out in the West Wing. It is so good. And it's not just ice cream. At Cherry's Dairy Barn, you'll learn about a family farm incorporating new technology like robotic milkers. These days, the cows milk themselves. And behind it all is Carl Chaney and the entire Chaney family, who are passionate about agriculture and educating people about the dairy industry. So thank you so much for what you do. Also, did you know that Kentucky Living is an official Kentucky Proud product? Our next category recognizes the best made in Kentucky products across the Commonwealth. In third place for made in Kentucky product, out of Hodgenville again, the Sweet Shop and Dessert Cafe's Fudge. Best fudge you can find, again, located next to Chaney's over in the West Hall. Check it out. In second place, representing distilled corn, Maker's Mark Bourbon out of Loretto. The bourbon industry buys over $60 million of corn each year, so we'd like to say thank you for your support to Kentucky farmers. And in first place, Kentucky's official soft drink, L81 from Winchester, Kentucky. After 92 years after it first debuted at the Clark County Fair, L81 is still an authentic and original, and yes, Kentucky Proud product for over 10 years now. And check out their line of salsas and other ingredients and products that they make at your local Kroger store as well. The combination of ginger with citrus is truly best in Kentucky. And you got to check out their new Cherry L81 as well. It's a great, great product. So congratulations. Now, if everyone here can help celebrate our next category to present our next award for Kentucky Living is columnist Dave Shuffett. Thank you and enjoy the fair.
Hi, I'm Dave Shuffett, outdoor writer for Kentucky Living magazine, and I'm here to announce the winners of the Best Place for Adventure. Third place is Land Between the Lakes National Recreation Area, Golden Pond. Second place is Natural Bridge State Resort Park, Slade. And our winner is right here at Mammoth Cave National Park. There's adventure everywhere you look at Mammoth Cave, squeezing through tight passages or crawling along undeveloped passageways. Visit the big woods for a peek at the uncut forest of Old Kentucky. Drift along the Green River in a canoe, and so much more. Mammoth Cave is the place for colossal adventures. Hi, it's Dave again, here to announce the best place for hunting and fishing. Our third place winner is Kentucky Lake in Marshall and Callaway counties. Second place is Lake Barkley, Cadiz. And our winner is the Land Between the Lakes National Recreation Area, Golden Pond. With some of the best hunting, fishing, camping, horse riding, off-highway vehicle driving, and environmental conservation education programs, outdoor lovers, adventurers, and families alike can easily fill up a day or a week cavorting among its 170,000 acres of forests, wetlands, and open lands.
All right, be sure to check out Dave Shuffett and the Great Outdoors in Kentucky Living. Each year, Kentucky Living honors members of the Best of Kentucky Hall of Fame, proven favorites that have landed in the first place slot in the same category for 3 consecutive years. Please watch.
The Best in Kentucky Hall of Fame. Boating lake or river, Lake Cumberland, Somerset Pulaski County, Russell County, Burnside, Monticello Wayne County, and Clinton County.
Houseboating, fishing, family fun. When Lake Cumberland is dropped into the conversation, lake lovers instantly conjure up images of a sun and water-soaked getaway with friends and family to one of the largest lakes in Kentucky.
Historical Landmark Museum, Abraham Lincoln Birthplace National Historic Park, Hodgenville.
For over a century, people from around the world have come to rural central Kentucky to honor the humble beginnings of our 16th president.
Non-franchise restaurant, the Whistle Stop Restaurant.
Serving good home cooking for over 30 years in Kentucky on the main street of historic Glendale. Enjoy fine dining and nearby shopping in an authentic down-home atmosphere.
Non-franchise barbecue, Moonlight Barbecue, Owensboro.
Since 1963, this Owensboro legend has cooked quality meat slow and long in a custom-built hickory-fired pits. Serving more than 10,000 pounds of mutton a week, Moonlight Barbecue includes the restaurant, catering, online store, and a wholesale division.
Extreme Adventure Sport Location, Red River Gorge Geological Area, Daniel Boone National Forest, Glady Visitor Center, Stanton.
One of 2 federally designated wilderness areas in Kentucky, the gorge's rugged terrain has hundreds of miles of cliffline and sweeping vistas. You can hike, canoe, rock climb, rappel, and backpack, plus experience the arches and forested slopes of a wild backcountry area.
Scenic View, Cumberland Falls State Resort Park, Corbin.
The Niagara of the South, 125-foot wide, 65-foot high cascade, is one of the most photographed vistas in Kentucky. The park is also known for its superb hiking, including Eagle Falls Trail No. 9, which takes hikers to the top of the falls.
Iconic Kentucky landmark, Churchill Downs, Louisville.
Since 1875, it's been the home of the Kentucky Derby and the Kentucky Oaks. The spires were built in 1895. Race fans flock to Churchill Downs for 3 race meets, and for the 9th time this fall, the Breeders' Cup.
Civil War Site, Perryville Battlefield State Historic Site, Perryville.
The site of the Battle for Kentucky in 1862, the park grounds are open 7 days a week from daylight to dusk. Each October, the commemoration includes reenactments, historical tours, living history encampments, and family activities.
Golf Course, General Burnside Island State Park, Burnside.
Where history hits the links, Union General Ambrose Burnside defended this 400-acre island against Confederate encroachment. Today, golfers are challenged on the 6,394-yard course with sweeping and spectacular view.
Car Show Cruise-In, Summer Nights Cruise, Somerset.
Considered a must by classic car enthusiasts, the free and family-oriented Summer Nights Cruise is one of the largest monthly car cruise-ins in the country, averaging about 1,100 cars each month with crowds of 8,000 to 15,000 people.
Fishing Spot, Lake Cumberland, Somerset Pulaski County, Russell County, Burnside, Monticello Wayne County, and Clinton County.
With great crappie, bream, walleye, trout, and catfish, plus 5 species of bass, anglers recognize Lake Cumberland as one of the top fishing spots in the country. The fishing season is all year long, and the fish are biting every day.
Kentucky Living's Best in Kentucky Hall of Fame.
Wow, let's give them all a round of applause. It's awesome to be in the Hall of Fame. And now to the Best of Kentucky Awards for Kentucky Musician or Band. 3rd place, the Kentucky Headhunters from Edmonton. 2nd place, the amazing Chris Stapleton, Nashville. And of course, one of my favorite bands of all time, 1st place, Jericho Woods from Irvington. Self-described as 1 part Grand Ole Opry, 1 part Muscle Shoals, and big dash of 90s country, with Mellencamp's Heartland rock in their hearts and still 100% Kentucky, Jericho Woods may well be the only current duo from Kentucky being featured on CMT and GAC. Let's give a round of applause, guys. And today, these fine gentlemen are going to help me to honor a very special group of Kentuckians that are here and some that are not here with us today, our Kentucky veterans. And for if you have served in our country, if you could please stand to be recognized as Jericho Woods plays and we talk a little bit about our Kentucky veteran history. If you're a veteran, if you served in the military, if you could please stand. Thank you for your service. You truly make us proud to be Americans. Thank you. So one of our special exhibits here at the fair this year is honoring those men and women who fought and died in World War I more than a century ago. The Kentucky Department of Veterans Affairs is commemorating this centennial of World War I here at the Kentucky State Fair right here in the South Wingby area. At our exhibit, you can travel back 100 years for a better understanding of what those veterans experienced. Just 6 miles from where we are standing and sitting right now, more than 150,000 Kentuckians and Americans were trained at Camp Zachary Taylor. 250,000 soldiers were housed there at some point during the war. We honor the over 90,000 Kentuckians who served and the over 2,000 that died answering the call to their country. It's our mission to promote events, highlight important historic dates, and to honor our military and civilians who served and gave the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. Be sure to join us there at the exhibit so you can learn more about the wonderful veterans in the military who answered that call. Whether it's one day later or 100 years later, it's never too late to say thank you for your military service, certainly. And we want to thank Kentucky Living for their stories highlighting our efforts. That's right. Give them a round of applause. We should never forget those who have served. Each year, Kentucky's Touchstone Energy Cooperatives also sponsor the Honor Flight, which allows our veterans to visit the war memorials in Washington, D.C. And to salute our Honor Flight veterans, here, of course, are Josh Mitchum and Paul Priest of Jericho Woods with their song about Kentucky homecoming, Weep No More.
I've been putting lots of miles in between us. I've been chasing down big jobs on the road. Seen a lot of pretty places, but I miss those little faces. And I'll be pulling in the drive before too long. 'Cause I've been driving all night, but I ain't got home yet. I'm trying to beat that old familiar sunset. Got 2 I miss you daddy messages on my phone. I'm trying to get back to my old Kentucky home. I love to see the shores of California, and Texas is as big as they all say. And the mountains out in Colorado, will I trade them all for bluegrass any day? 'Cause I've been driving all night, but I ain't got home yet. I'm trying to beat that old familiar sunset. I got 3 I miss you daddy messages on my phone. I'm trying to get back to my old Kentucky home. Weep no more, my lady, 'cause tonight you won't have to sleep alone. Weep no more, my lady, 'cause I'm finally back in my old Kentucky home. Yes, I'm finally back in my old Kentucky home. Kentucky home. Thank y'all very much.
Wow, what a fitting tribute to our wonderful Kentucky veterans. I've had the pleasure of being a guardian on many of those honor flights. If you know a World War II, Korean, or Vietnam veteran that has not been to Washington, D.C. to visit their memorials, please log on to honorflightbluegrass.org or honorflightkentucky.org and make sure you sign them up. And you too can also be a guardian. You can find out more on those websites, so we certainly appreciate it. Let's give Jericho Woods another round of applause. What a great song. Now, please welcome my friend and the president of Kentucky Farm Bureau, Mark Haney.
Thank you, Heather. Kentucky Farm Bureau's support for the Kentucky State Fair gets stronger each year. Everything from Freddie out front to the information booths, support from Farm Bureau and Ag Land and many of the areas that we can portray agriculture in a really good light. We want to be able to do that. Our signature event, of course, this morning was the country ham breakfast and the charity auction. Another success. Sold a ham this morning for $2.8 million to go to charity. What a wonderful day for charitable organizations and agriculture in the Commonwealth. We have another event that's very important to us, and we call it Pride of the Counties. And I hope you are able to go through that while you're here, but it is a contest. We award the winner of those booths, and it's always hard to judge, but we do have a winner to announce today. The 2018 Best Exhibit Award this year goes to the Eastern Kentucky region, representing Pike, Letcher, Boyd, and Johnson counties. Congratulations to you. We will be making another presentation at the booth in a bit. Thank you so much for being here and allowing us to be a part of this great state fair. Thank you.
Boy, I heard that ham at that ham breakfast this morning went for over $2 million. What about that? That's a lot of ham. Well, congratulations, and the winner can meet Mr. Haney at their booth in Pride of the Counties at the conclusion of today's Best in Kentucky Awards. Well, over the last 20 years, Kentucky's grape and wine industry has seen rapid growth and expansion. We now have more than 65 small farm wineries throughout the Commonwealth. Here are the Best in Kentucky winners for winery. Our third place, Talon Winery and Vineyards, Lexington and Shelbyville. Second place, Purple Toad Winery in Paducah. And the winner of Best Winery is Farmer and Frenchman Winery in Henderson, Kentucky. Farmer and Frenchman Winery is a small fifth-generation family farm winery. Farm and Frenchman encompasses Kentucky wines and French imports, a European-influenced cafe, a bed and breakfast inn, and private farm stay cabins opening this fall, plus event space. Let's give them all a round of applause. For our next awards, let's get a weather report from Lexington 18's Bill Meck, winner of the 2017 Best in Kentucky for meteorologists.
Last year I was honored and thrilled and just happy as could be to be a Best in Kentucky winner. Let's get to this year's next category, Farmers Market. Third place goes to Henderson Farmers Market. Second place, Hardin County Farmers Market. And in first place, one of my favorites, the Lexington Farmers Market. The market has served Central Kentucky for 4 decades, with booths offering fresh produce, meat, eggs, mulch, even Kentucky wines and beers, as well as chocolates, all fresh from the farm. And after you've stocked up on that, how about exploring Kentucky? Here are the winners in the category of Best Day Trip. Third place, the Red River Gorge Geological Area near Stanton. Second place, Cumberland Falls State Resort Park near Corbin. And in first place, the Mammoth Cave National Park. So what do the Great Wall of China, the Acropolis, and Australia's Great Barrier Reef, and Kentucky's Mammoth Cave National Park, what do they all have in common? They all qualify as World Heritage Sites because they contain superlative natural phenomena or areas of exceptional natural beauty and aesthetic importance. Plus, it's just a great place to stay any day of the week. Your forecast inside, and makes my life simple every day in Mammoth Cave. It's a delightful 54 degrees, so you may want to take a light jacket. That's the forecast, Heather. Back to you.
Excellent. And that sounds like a more for sure forecast than what I get on the app on my phone. So thank you very much for that for sure forecast. From the weather desk to the news desk, let's check in with another 2017 Best in Kentucky winner from Wave 3, one of my great friends, and she's a great Kentuckian, Miss Dawn G.
All right, here we go. Bourbon is booming in Kentucky. Here are the Best in Kentucky winners in the distillery category. Third place, Woodford Reserve Distillery, Versailles. Second place, Jim Beam American Outpost, Clermont. First place, Maker's Mark Distillery, Loretto, the only operating distillery designated a National Historic Landmark. Maker's Mark is one of Kentucky's most popular tourist destinations and perfectly reflects the unique character of the whiskey created there. So let's stay with Kentucky history for our next category. Historic site. Third place, Shaker Village of Pleasant Hill, Harrodsburg. Second place, Fort Boonesborough State Park, Richmond. First place, my old Kentucky home, Bardstown. My old Kentucky home is that iconic historic plantation named for Stephen Foster's song, a national treasure. The rooms of this 19th century mansion are filled with priceless 200-year-old original artifacts. Thanks to my friends at Kentucky Living, and congratulations to all of the Best in Kentucky winners. Back to you.
I just adore Dawn G. Isn't she great? Ah, what a great lady. It's now my pleasure to welcome to the stage the winners of the Best in Kentucky Award for musician and band, Jericho Woods, Josh Mitchum, and Paul Priest. Look, and they're actually coming without their instruments, which makes me a little nervous. But as you come forward, you should be aware that this is the third consecutive year that Jericho Woods has been chosen by Kentucky Living readers in this category. So Jericho Woods is now the newest inductee into the Best of Kentucky Hall of Fame. You're a Triple Crown winner.
I didn't know. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
How cool, man.
Obviously, the standards are really low starting out. Well, thank you all so much for having us, and we'd like to thank all of our friends at Meade County RECC, where we get our electric from, for always supporting us and helping us get to this place. And thanks to Kentucky Living.
We are not just presenters at the awards. We also read it. We've been reading this magazine since it was the Rural Kentuckian. Remember that? October 1983 issue. Scared me. I slept with Mom and Dad for a week. Had ghost stories in it. But we are readers and fans of Kentucky Living.
And we want you to check out the events. That's the best part for me about Kentucky Living is you got the map and it has the colored in area, and you can say Central Kentucky, these are the things going on in August and September. Western Kentucky, this is what's going on. Check those out. A lot of those are music events and festivals, and we thank Kentucky Living for providing that information for us. Well, we're
going to talk about some great events. Speaking of great events, Josh, here are the winners of great places to perform in the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
The category is Arts and Music Venue. In third place, the Preston Arts Center at Henderson Community College. You can clap if you want to. Second place, Renfro Valley Entertainment Center in Mount Vernon. And first place, and I agree with this, the Louisville Palace in Louisville, Kentucky.
You know, the ornate and historical Louisville Palace, built in 1928, a great era for architecture, especially in downtown Louisville. It was the first theater in the city of Louisville to feature movies with sound.
Palace audiences enjoy all kinds of performing arts, films, and concerts. We'd like to congratulate Louisville Palace for winning. And thank you all.
Clap for them again. They did a good job. See, they can talk. Well, my career has taken me from fashion design to being a veterans advocate, and also includes a couple of years on television here in Louisville. That experience has seemed to last me a lifetime. While I was on Channel 41 on WDRB, our next presenter was anchoring the morning news on Channel 11. To announce the Best in Kentucky Award for TV and radio personality, please welcome one of my greatest friends and Kentucky Living's Emmy Award-winning Joe Arnold.
Thank you,
Isn't she the best? Heather French Henry, ladies and gentlemen. Very good. Yeah, thank you. All right. Right to it. The category is radio, TV, personality. A third place tie. Our dear friends from Wave 3 in Louisville, Don G., and from 840 WHAS Louisville, Terry Miners. In second place, from Abe, 93.7 in LaRue County, Cale Tharp. And in first place, from Kentucky Sports Radio, Matt Jones. Matt, the founder and host of Kentucky Sports Radio, heard on more than 40 affiliates across the state. And now we go from sports radio to cable news. We're going to check in now, check the monitors to Run Switch PR founder and CNN commentator Scott Jennings.
From Fancy Farm to Frankfurt to New York to Washington, I've been to a lot of political events and been in a lot of green rooms over the years. And the best ones always have the best food. And the best ones always have barbecue. While Moonlight Barbecue here in Kentucky is in the Best in Kentucky Hall of Fame, here are the readers' choices in the barbecue category. Third place is Old Hickory Barbecue in Owensboro and happens to be one of my personal favorites. J&B Barbecue and Catering in Henderson also got third place. In second place, Red State Barbecue in Lexington, and in first place, really interesting double concept, Arrowhead Archery and Barbecue in Hodgenville. Now you heard that right. Barbecue and archery under one roof. You watch archery competitions in the dining room while munching on smoked fresh daily meats, ribs, burgers, fish sandwiches, and desserts like peanut butter pie and hot fudge cake with ice cream. So congratulations to all the barbecue winners. Now, as a leader of my son's Cub Scout pack, I also have experience in our next category, Best Camping Spot in Kentucky. In third place, John James Audubon State Park in Henderson. In second place, Green River Lake State Park in Campbellsville. And in first place, one of the most beautiful places on the planet Earth, Red River Gorge, geological area in Stanton, Kentucky. Designated a geological area, National Natural Landmark, and National Archaeological District, Red River Gorge is also on the National Register of Historic Places. It is beloved for its rugged and spectacular scenery, its unique geological features like natural sandstone arches, and amazing recreational opportunities, hiking, canoeing, climbing, camping, and generally communing with nature. Congratulations to all the Best in Kentucky winners. Heather, back to you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Well, yes, give them a round of applause. Such great activities in Kentucky. Our final award today honors a classic Kentucky activity. Of course, it wouldn't be Kentucky if you weren't on a Kentucky lake. Am I right or am I right? On lakes across the Commonwealth, families and friends come together to relax aboard houseboats. Whether you're just chilling out or enjoying water sports, here are Kentucky Living Readers' best choices for houseboating lake. Third place, Kentucky Lake. Second place, Green River Lake. And first place, of course, this is no shocker, Lake Cumberland. Somerset, Pulaski County, Russell County, Burnside, Monticello, Wayne County, and Clinton County. Houseboating, fishing, family fun, a sun and water-soaked getaway at one of the largest lakes in Kentucky. Lake Cumberland also has the distinction of having more rental houseboats in one location than anywhere else in the United States, earning it the title of Houseboat Capital of the World. How about that for a title? That sounds like a new song, guys. What do you think, right? We hope you've enjoyed the second annual live Best in Kentucky show sponsored by Glasgow-Barren County Tourist Commission here at the 2018 Kentucky State Fair. All of our winners, first, second, and third place, and our Hall of Fame winners can pick your awards up at the tables in the back of the room. And I get a chance to get a photo with each one of y'all out there. So join me over here where we can get our picture taken so Kentucky Living can include it in their alerts to your local media. Beautify the Bluegrass winners. Please meet Gary Gupton at the front of the stage. And thank you for joining us. You can watch a replay of today's award ceremony on KentuckyLiving.com. Congratulations to all the winners, and let's hear it one more time for Jericho Woods.
It's a sinking creek floating bonfire night. I'm gonna wrap my arms around you and hold my baby tight. It's just you and me, and that's alright. It's a sinking creek floating bonfire night. I wanna let the moon shine, rain down upon us. The stars will be like candles in sky. I wanna see the flames reflected, dancing in your